And wet weather needed rainfall is back in the picture. It's a good thing, but we're going to be dealing with at times heavy rain for at least the next 10 to 12 hours. Super soaker is already underway, though right now mostly dry on the eastern shore. Drizzle light rain becoming steadier in Baltimore, but already we're tracking the first true downpour area of heavy rain crossing 270 right into Frederick, getting into northern Frederick County. It's a guarantee the 270 and 70 corridors will be sopping wet tomorrow, and it's possible we could be dealing with some high water spots, and we'll take a look at rainfall totals in just a moment. But don't want to forget that, yes, heavy rain, it's a good thing, could really slow the morning commute tomorrow, but we also do have that risk of some wind gusts to 60 miles an hour with a couple of storms, and can't rule out a brief spin-up tornado, especially across the eastern shore. And really after sunrise, you're going to be watching that potential risk. 11 o'clock this evening, forecast model doing a fairly good job with where it's raining right now. And notice as we go through the late evening hours on into tomorrow morning, 3 o'clock, it's still pouring. And you see this confined area of heavy rain, I-95 BW Parkway corridors. It's kind of like a faucet or a fire hose pointed right at the metro. And forecast data has been very consistent with that idea. That's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, peak morning rush, and it's a mess. And that's after a night's worth of rainfall. So a little concerned that we could be dealing with some high water spots in addition to that risk of a few severe thunderstorms. Tomorrow by noon, we're going to shut down the rain chance, and vastly improved by tomorrow afternoon. All right, here's a look at forecast rainfall here. And again, wherever that band sets up, and data's been very consistent with this, roughly along I-95, 2 to 3 inches of rain, a solid bed. A few spots could see more. Now notice lower eastern shore and beaches, only a few tenths of an inch of rain, and a more manageable, half inch to 1 inch a bit further to the west. So not everyone is going to be dealing with the risk of flooding, but it does look like the metro will see some heavy rain tomorrow, waking up to windy conditions as well. And kind of a weird night where these temperatures upper 40s, lower 50s, that's where we are right now. As that wind cranks up from the south this evening, overnight tonight, temperatures will actually warm up before the sun even comes up. So temperatures, not an issue for your students at the bus stop, but it will be rainy, it will be windy, and we will have thunderstorms moving through. So please, if you can, give them that ride to school, walk to the bus stop, but pretty much a no-go, rough weather a guarantee. And for those commuting tomorrow morning, I'd plan easily an extra 15-20 minutes into that drive. High weather impacts 5 to 9 a.m. So the entire duration of the morning commute, it's going to be a super soaker. Also, we're watching tides here. That wind, it's increasing our temperature and driving quite a bit of water up into the bay. Watching the high tide late tomorrow morning to early tomorrow afternoon, right around lunchtime in Annapolis, just north of 4 feet. That's going to put some water into City Dock, coastal flooding. Any of the flood-prone areas that typically flood in a high tide will have some water tomorrow, especially with heavy rain falling around the same time. Drying out as we get into the afternoon, as mentioned, temperatures rebounding back into the mid to upper 60s. Not out of the question, a few spots on the eastern shore close to Delaware state line get right up to about 70 degrees, a little cooler with a few more showers over in the mountains through the afternoon. In your neighborhood here, we're looking at Baltimore, 67, Fort Meade, 65, Westminster, a spot that could have a couple afternoon sprinkles hanging out in the mid-60s. For Halloween plans, no issues. It'll be chilly, it'll be windy, a high temperature right around 60 degrees. As we get into the evening trick-or-treat time, though, 50s and then 40s, made it feel chillier by that cold wind, and we're keeping it chilly heading into the weekend. Alex.
Thank you, Cutters.